G'day guys, Ziggy D here, and today I'm going to be taking you guys through an Act 3 alkaizer run. I'm going to be trying to run it as efficiently as possible, utilising a bunch of different efficiency techniques that are talked about by some of the most wealthy or successful players in the game, and I'll be explaining those different techniques as I go along. So before I remake the game and start at the core of Ariat, I'm just going to cover my gold is currently at 415,165, and my Paragon experience is at 46,676,320. I've done all my repairs and everything like that, and I'll do a bit of an explanation. I'll show off my gear and do some identifying and stuff at the end like that. So let's remake. Now I'm also going to be starting a timer right now. Okay, so just want to make sure I have everything up there. Alright, we've got a first elite pack. So the reason we start in core of Ariat is because you can load the game straight in here at this checkpoint and head back right towards a waypoint. It also has fairly low trash mob density, but high elite density. You can sometimes get 2 or 3 elites in here. So as I'll go, I'll just be covering a bunch of different things, including the monster power I'm running at, the idea of mob density, the order of the areas we're running, which I started explaining there, the items that I will and won't be picking up, and what else? Oh, avoiding temptation. So just a bunch of that sort of different efficiency sort of stuff. And I'll also be trying not to die, because nothing kills your efficiency on a run like this more than dying. So nothing there. Alright, so the items, I'll start off with the items I'll be picking up. The items I'll be picking up are jewelry, all jewelry. I'll go out of my way to pick up jewelry. Gloves, I'll probably go out of my way to pick up gloves. Chest armor, I probably won't go out of my way to pick up chest armor, but I will get it if it's easy to grab. And one-handed weapons, which is the same as chest armor. I won't go out of my way for it, but if it's there, I'll grab it. And the reason for this is that legendaries are just getting so good in this game now that they're taking over best in slot for a lot of different slots, which is kind of the way it should be. But there's still a few slots like gloves and jewelry and chest pieces and one-handed weapons that aren't really occupied by legendaries, and rares are still the easiest to get best in slot for there. So as you can see here, the next area we're going to is the Tower of the Dam level 1, and we'll just be going through here and hitting all the big packs of mobs and killing elites. Now the reason this is second is because, same as the first place, it's not too high in trash mob density, but high in elites, so we can get those 5 stacks as quickly as possible. And that's important for an efficient run in terms of experience and loot, because you want to have your 5 stacks as quickly as possible so that you can get that Nephilim Val. Oh, alright, so I almost clicked on a chest there. that's one of the temptations trying to avoid on an efficient run. Now this video should, well, hopefully it'll act as a guide for some people. Like maybe some people will be able to take some tips from it, and maybe other people will be able to give me some tips if you're already quite good at efficient runs. Now we'll be going for goblins. Not everyone goes for goblins, but I can't really avoid that temptation. Hopefully I can do it without dying though. I've been jailed there. Alright, that's a goblin down, and we'll just go through and pick up these health globes so I can regen my hatred a bit and finish up this elite. So it looks like nothing there worth picking up. And in terms of picking up gold, pretty much most of the gold I'll be picking up is just incidental. I'm not going to be swerving too much for gold piles. Maybe if there's like a big cluster I'll do a slight swerve for it, but for the most part I won't be picking up gold too much. It's just picking up every pile of gold is poor man syndrome. And the time spent doing it is really going to result in you being more poor overall in lesser runs. So now that we have almost 5 stacks, sometimes you'll have 4 or 5 stacks coming in here. Ariat Crater is like sort of a finishing point. It has good trash mob density and pretty decent elite density. However, the layout of it is a bit random, so sometimes you'll end up going down one route and reach a dead end, and it'll take too long to run back. And sometimes if that happens, I'll turn portal out. But I try to duck around here as quickly as possible without getting caught too much. Strafe currently kills my frame rate, like you're probably noticing there. There's not too much I can do about that, and it's the most efficient farming build that I've come up with so far. So at the end I'll share my time with you guys as well, and if you guys have been timing your runs, it'd be interesting to know how your time stacks up. I'm pretty sure any Whirlwind Barbarian's going to have a much faster run, but it'd be interesting to know other classes as well. So nothing worth picking up there. Haven't really found any good rares yet, so That's okay though. Not a big deal. The primary focus of the Alkaizer run is getting experience, because in the long run, if you've gotten more Paragon levels from really fast runs, just skimming the cream off the top, all the good elites and mod packs and stuff like that, then you're going to be richer and more powerful in the long run by having a higher Paragon level. You know, you get that Gold Find and Magic Find bonus and everything like that, as well as those other primary stats. So I'm pretty hatred starved at the moment. It's just I haven't been balancing my abilities very well. So I'll just be carving my way through these mod packs. So I'll explain my build a little bit, but I do have another video explaining this build if you're interested in seeing any more detail. The idea is just to keep perma-strafe up so I can keep moving, do these runs as efficiently as possible, and I balance my hatred and discipline through Night Stalker, which is crit procs for extra discipline regen, and through hatred balancing by dumping that discipline into hatred. I don't really want to be backtracking, so the layout's a bit funny on this one, so I'm not really sure where I'm going to end up. I might end up at the end without yeah, it looks like I will. When he appears, you're pretty much at the end there. So we'll grab this last champion here. I think I might have missed an elite pack or two in this area, but you definitely don't want to go back, like backtrack to try and get them. So let's just try and finish off this section. The biggest slowdown for me at the moment is on elites. I'm tinkering with a few things, like maybe like a Stone of Jordan to increase the damage I do to elites, but I'm not too sure yet. At the moment I'm just using the Hellfire Ring for the bonus experience. You'll probably notice I'm also using the Templar. I've explained the Templar in another video, but he's the best Magic Find follower that you can get. So I've just got him loaded up with Magic Find and also a Hellfire Ring for a bit of bonus experience. So I'll kill them off and just teleport straight back to town. There's the first 3 areas. And now we'll go on to my favourite section. So we definitely have 5 stacks by this point. And we'll go into the Keep Depths level 1. So before heading straight into level 2, which is the standard Alkazier run route, I'll always just check in this room here, because there's about 50% of the time there's an elite in there. No elite this time, and I'm not going to duck it down any further to check. But yeah, around half the time there's an elite pack in there, and it's worth like a couple steps to check that, because you get a lot of experience and potential for good items off an elite pack. So now I've been doing a pretty bad job in this area lately of running straight to the end and missing the big offshoot. There's always one big offshoot, depending on the layout, and I've been missing it and having sort of like a short run in here, but not really worth backtracking, trying to focus on that efficiency. So getting hatred starved there, getting distracted while talking. So let's just let me get my hatred back under control. The health globe should be helpful. I don't like backtracking, but I think grabbing a health global too is probably worth it. Oh, I don't want to get blown up by these things. Okay, so I'll explain the monster power I'm playing on. I'm playing on monster power 0 for pure experience and just like skimming farming, that sort of like high efficiency farming. It's just better to do the monster power you can do the quickest, where the only limiting factor is your run speed basically. So I'm still killing elites somewhat slowly, even in monster power 0, so moving to monster power 1, the magic find bonus isn't worth it. So if you're still taking, I think, yeah, very well. I think the number is 10% of your time. If you're spending more than 10% of your time killing elites, then you should probably play on a lower monster power or a low monster power. So if you're spending less than 10% of your time fighting elites, then feel free to move up to a higher monster power, because it probably means you're overgeared and can handle a higher monster power pretty efficiently. So I'll just, after I kill off these guys, I'll just check the layout and see where it looks like I'm heading and whether I should duck off anywhere. Just no good rare drops this run, but that's sort of RNG for you. Yeah, so that's pretty bad. I ended up in a dead end over here. But there was an elite pack at the end, so not a huge deal. It is whoa. Maybe borderline, maybe it wasn't worth running back this far. Oh well, we'll see at the time at the end. I seem to average around 13 minutes on a run, so we'll see how this ends up. And the experience we get and that sort of thing, how it all calculates out. Now, I'll talk a bit about mob density, because that's like a pretty important idea for ARPGs in general, but especially if you're trying to do like fast, efficient runs, is the idea of just going for the high density areas. So the Alkazier run is optimized for high density areas, but you should also be optimizing within that to only worry about high density sections of mobs. So if there's a room with like 3 mobs in it, that's not really worth your time going into. And if there's like 1 or 2 skeletons left, it's not really worth running out of the way, especially if you're a melee character, running out of the way to kill those guys. So if there's like a couple of mobs behind me that I haven't killed yet, I won't go back to kill them, I'll just keep moving for the big packs there. Because it's faster to finish that run off quicker and then go back through and get a large pack again in the next run. So the frame rate's getting killed by strafe again. But we're getting pretty good packs of mobs in here. I'll head around the outside here and just check down south whether there's anything down there. And we've got an elite pack down here, champion. So a big thing I'm having to train myself to get out of, so that's the end of that section, is avoiding temptation of like clicking on chests and destroying scenery and things like that. It's kind of fun to do, but if you're trying to do fast runs, it's something you should definitely be avoiding. So the last section on the official Alkazier run is the Bridge of Corsic. Sometimes I'll go through Stone Fort, but I think the most efficient way is just to do Corsic and then restart here. So again, we'll just be going off mob density here, so I'll kill off these things because I kind of hate them. And we'll take care of this elite pack here. Hopefully we get like a ring or something in here. I usually end up with a couple pairs of gloves, maybe a pair of a chest armor, a one-hander or 2, and maybe 1 or 2 rings. So just having pretty bit. Oh, but there we go. That sort of makes up for it a bit. What did we get? Gloves. I'm pretty sure that there's no good legendary gloves, so I doubt that's any good. But I'll ID it at the end once the official run is over. I was hoping I would get at least a legendary on this one. If you're farming like for legendaries, fast, efficient runs where you just hit the majority of stuff is actually the best way to go for legendaries as well. Like, you will increase your chances of a legendary dropping with more magic find at higher monster powers, but that's counteracted by the time it takes to kill things, and just clearing a large amount of mobs, just tons and tons of trash and elites, well balanced out while you've got 5 stacks, is the best way to get those legendaries. And if you're just farming for experience with the Alkazier run, then you're incidentally going to get a ton of legendaries. I've been finding a lot more since I've started doing this. I still enjoy going back and farming Act 1 because that's my favourite act, but this is pretty good now. I'm trying to Paragon level and build up my wealth a bit. I've been investing a lot in gear, so that's why I'm pretty broke at the moment. But enjoying the game quite a bit since this recent patch. Just the addition of all these new things and the way itemization has changed, and more legendary drops is especially fun. It's all pretty good. So you just do one big loop of this area here, and I sometimes poke into the middle if I can. So like just because sometimes there'll be an elite spawn in the middle there. Probably won't run out of my way there. Let's just duck to the outside for now. Grab these big packs of mobs. I won't really slow down to kill those big turtle things too much if there's only one of them. It's not really worth stopping to kill one of those, especially their shield, they take ages to kill. So let's just kill off these fellas. I feel like this has been a pretty fast run, despite not getting any good drops. That's not a big deal, because if I can do 3 of these runs, you know, in the same time I would normally have done one thorough run, then I'm going to end up with a lot more anyway. On that note though, if you only have like time for like one 30-minute run, then you're probably better off just doing a slow one and maybe hitting more areas once you've got your 5 stacks. So there we go, we've got an amulet there, that's what we want. And hitting a few different areas. There's nothing spawned up there. Maybe going to Stone Fort and those different areas after you've got your 5 stacks, just extending your run out until, you know, if you've only got half an hour to play, then you might as well just do one big run instead of multiple runs. But if you're going to play for an hour or so, I think that's probably a good point where you should start going for the faster, efficient runs for more experience and that sort of thing. Now, I probably shouldn't be ducking off this direction, but I'm hoping there's like a big pack of mobs to make up for it, because you should pretty much head straight towards that waypoint. Yeah, this probably makes up for it. Nice big pack of mobs here. I'll just start making my way back towards the waypoint though. And kill off everything here. Just scoot a little bit towards some of that gold. That's one of those temptations. And then we'll head back to town and I'll stop my timer. So that was pretty fast run. Oh no, it was a bit slower than my usual runs. 14 minutes and 18 seconds. So let's tally up some of the other things. Where's my pen? So in terms of experience, we now have 4,522,757. So we managed to get about... Wait, hold on. Is that right? I'm a little bit confused. Anyway, I think I got about 2 bars of this experience, if that means anything, at level 30. I'm not sure if I wrote down the previous experience right, but that's okay. You can easily look at the recording. And in terms of gold, we now have 477,859. We'll go do some repairs and see how much that cost. Didn't die, but the running costs of just getting damaged, yeah, like 1,600, hardly anything. So let's ID these here. See what this legendary is. I doubt it's any good, but you never know. Yeah, oh yeah, that looks pretty bad. Gladiator gauntlets. Yeah, I don't think you can really get any good legendary gloves. I'll see if it's worth anything, but... And the amulet's not very good. So that's that. I think I covered everything. Things to cover: monster power, mob density, the order of the areas, avoiding temptations, and the items I pick up. So the items I pick up: jewelry, gloves, one-handers, and chest pieces. The one-handers and chest pieces aren't as important. The jewelry and gloves are the main things, and of course legendaries if you get them. And that's pretty much it, I think. So if you guys have any additional tips on how I can maybe make my runs more efficient, I'd love to hear them. Maybe what you guys do and what you prefer, I'd be interested to hear that as well. Or if you guys learned anything from this one, maybe that you can start incorporating into your own runs. I'd love to hear all that sort of thing. And let me know if you enjoyed this style of video, because I don't usually do videos like this, just farming runs and running commentaries, except for my hardcore series. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed that, let me know. That's it for today. I'm Ziggy D, and thanks for watching.